What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive into our first news. Belal Muhammad decided to chime in and share his thoughts on Tom Aspinall's recent situation. For those of you who may have forgotten, Belal went through a very similar experience with Leon Edwards. After their fight ended due to an eye poke, Belal faced a wave of criticism from the MMA community for not continuing the bout. Now, he's offering some advice to Aspinall, who's dealing with almost the same thing. Last week's pay-per-view heavyweight title fight definitely didn't end the way anyone wanted, Belal said. I mean, nobody wants a fight to finish like that, especially if you're a fighter. Tom, you're starting to feel what I felt. I've been there, bro. You get poked in the eye, it's not your fault, but somehow the fans and the world still end up blaming you. Belal continued, word of advice, bro. Stop caring. Stop caring what these people are saying. Stop trying to prove yourself to everyone, because even when you're showing proof, like going to the doctor and getting your eye checked, it doesn't change their minds. There are always going to be people, even doctors, saying, oh, it was nothing, you'll be fine. You can go back and fight again. But in the end, that doesn't really help your case. He emphasized that he didn't believe Tom Aspinall was looking for a way out. Do I think you did it purposely? No. Do I think, as people are saying, you looked for a way out? Absolutely not, Belal explained. When you've got a finger in your eye and you literally can't see, that's not something you can just shake off. After the Leon fight, I couldn't even open my eye for like 30 minutes. It was one of the hardest things to deal with. Belal went on to say, Tom, you've just got to stop caring what people think. Stop caring what they're saying online or in interviews. Just embrace the boos, because they're gonna come no matter what. Welcome to the club, bro. I've been there, and now it's your turn. I opened the door for you, so come chill with me. We'll sit here, take these boos together, and keep pushing forward. Because at the end of the day, we're still going to win. Belal's message to Aspinall was heartfelt and genuine. He knows exactly what it feels like to be on the receiving end of harsh criticism after an unfortunate accident inside the Octagon. His advice is simple. Block out the noise, focus on recovery, and remember that true fighters don't need to prove their toughness to anyone. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Bryan Battle delivered a stunning first-round knockout win last night at Dirty Boxing 4. With that victory, he's now 2-0 in the promotion since his release from the UFC after repeatedly missing weight. Battle looked sharp, confident, and more motivated than ever, proving that setbacks can sometimes be the best setup for a comeback. After the fight, Battle gave an emotional and powerful post-fight speech that left the crowd inspired. One of the things I've learned growing up in church, he said, is that God will never give you more than you can bear. That doesn't mean you won't fail, and it doesn't mean you won't fall flat on your face in front of the entire world. But if you have the strength to get back up, if you have the courage to keep moving forward, that burden doesn't get lighter, you just get stronger. He went on to say, your legs get stronger, your back gets bigger, your shoulders get broader, and your resolve becomes unshakable. The burden doesn't get lighter, you get better. His words carried the weight of experience and redemption as he stood proudly in the ring, soaking in the cheers from the crowd. With a fierce smile and energy that filled the arena, Battle ended his speech saying, I stand before you today a better man. The best man, baby. This is the Butcher Show, baby. It was a moment that perfectly captured his comeback spirit, resilient, relentless, and ready for more. Moving on to another news, Mario Bautista recently shared his thoughts on one of the strangest superstitions in MMA, the so-called Eminem Curse. For years, fans and fighters have noticed a weird pattern where those who walk out to an Eminem song end up losing their fights. While many laugh it off as pure coincidence, Bautista fully believes there might be something to it. He recalled that during one of his amateur fights, he unknowingly walked out to an Eminem track and ended up losing that night. For sure, you can't play any Eminem songs, Bautista said when asked about the weirdest ritual or superstition he's ever had before a fight. I mean, it happened to me. I didn't even pick the song. It was one of my amateur fights, Till I Collapse started playing, and yeah, I lost that one. He laughed about it, but admitted that the experience stuck with him. I didn't even think about it at the time, he continued. I didn't know about that superstition until afterwards. And then I'm like, damn, that's true, and I actually lost that fight. Since then, Bautista made sure to stay away from any Eminem songs when walking out to the cage. When talking about his mindset before fights, Bautista explained that he doesn't rely on too many rituals. Other than that, no, he said. Before I walk out, I just have my little thoughts. I tell myself, just go be free. You're free. Whatever happens, happens. I just kind of roll the dice and let things unfold naturally. It's a simple approach. But for Bautista, keeping his mind calm and open works better than overthinking or getting caught up in too many traditions. Still, he couldn't help but smile when bringing up that one unlucky walkout song that started it all. The Eminem Curse might sound silly to some, but for Mario Bautista, it's one superstition he'll never test again. Moving on to another news, Henry Cejudo and TJ Dillashaw, two of the smartest minds in MMA and former champions known for their elite fight IQ, recently shared their thoughts on how Umar can finally beat Merab. On the Jackson podcast, Dillashaw broke down what he believes went wrong in Umar's last fight, and how he can fix those mistakes before facing a relentless opponent like Merab. According to Dillashaw, Umar's performance against Bautista showed signs of fatigue late participate in the fight, which is something you simply can't afford when you're up against a cardio machine like Merab. He explained that Umar's biggest challenge won't be skill or speed, but endurance. Dillashaw's advice was simple yet effective. He suggested that Umar should train with Sam Calavita at the training lab, the same coach who helped craft Dillashaw's championship conditioning system, and also played a huge role in developing Khamzat's insane endurance. Dillashaw called Sam's methods a secret weapon, saying that with that kind of scientific training and structure, Umar could maintain a championship pace for 5 full rounds, and actually match Merab's suffocating pressure instead of getting drowned by it. Cejudo also weighed in, offering a more tactical breakdown from his own experience fighting Merab. He explained that the key to beating Merab lies in staying composed in the center of the cage and never backing up. Merab is a pressure fighter, Cejudo said, but he's not just forward pressure. He uses constant movement to keep opponents guessing. The more he's able to move forward, the more dangerous he becomes. If you allow him to dictate the rhythm, it's over. Cejudo elaborated that lateral movement is crucial. If you watch the first round of my fight with him, he said, you'll see what I was doing before I got tired. I was staying in the center using angles and changing direction. That's the key. You can't move straight back because once Merab builds that forward rhythm, he takes control. He's offensive even when he shoots. That's when he's at his best. He went on to emphasize the importance of takedown defense, saying that Umar shouldn't try to overcomplicate things. I just work on my takedown defense, that's it, Cejudo said. Stay in the center, bring the fight to him, and don't let him push you against the fence. Typically, Merab loses the first round. He lost it against me, he lost it against Corey, and even in a few of his earlier fights. But once he finds that rhythm, he doesn't stop. Both Cejudo and Dillashaw agreed that Umar has all the tools to challenge Merab: the footwork, the striking precision, and the grappling IQ. But to truly beat someone as relentless as Merab, Umar must combine smart strategy with next-level conditioning. With the right adjustments and training under the right system, they believe Umar could finally be the one to break Merab's unstoppable streak. Moving on to another news, Sean Strickland is once again in hot water after posting a video that caused a major backlash across the MMA community. In the clip, Strickland was seen inside the UFC Performance Institute talking to staff members at the front desk while wearing a hat that read ICE. One of the people at the desk mentioned that they didn't like his hat, and Strickland responded in a way that immediately sparked outrage online. He said, "Upstairs there's a Mexican Olympian, so what better hat to wear when I'm about to go violate their rights? This is the best hat for it." The short video quickly spread across social media, and the reaction was overwhelmingly negative. Many MMA fans and even fellow fighters began calling Strickland out for being insensitive, saying that his comment and the hat crossed the line. The community accused him of trying too hard to be edgy, claiming that his whole persona has become more about shock value than substance. One comment read, "Bro's whole personality is just Fox News but with fighting gloves on. No one takes him seriously anymore, yet he keeps getting violated by every immigrant he fights." Another fan wrote, "Sean Strickland hits hard, but he thinks that gives him a free pass to say whatever stupid thing comes to mind. There's a fatal flaw in that line of thinking. Pound for pound, the corniest fighter in the game. People didn't hold back. Some went as far as saying that if any athlete in another major sport acted like this, someone from the organization would step in and tell them to chill out and be better. But according to fans, the UFC allows this kind of behavior and hides behind the banner of free speech." One post said, "The UFC loves this weird right-wing stuff. They let guys like Strickland act out just to stir controversy. If this were the NBA or NFL, the league would have already stepped in." Others criticized Strickland's repeated use of controversial statements to stay relevant, calling it rage baiting. One fan commented, "I just realized Strickland's whole personality is built around rage baiting and attention seeking. He was literally neglected as a kid, and all this anger is a result of that. It's the only way he knows how to stay in the spotlight." Some fans even compared him to Colby Covington, saying that at least Colby's gimmick had humor. "At least Colby was funny with his act," one person said. "Your lack of sensitivity and empathy says it all, Sean. You had a rough past, but now you're just spreading the same kind of pain that broke you. It's sad." The criticism continued to pour in, with many calling him out for disrespect and poor judgment. While Strickland is known for his unfiltered attitude and controversial takes, this latest incident might be one of his most heavily criticized moments yet. Fans believe he's gone too far this time, showing that his antics are no longer entertaining, they're just uncomfortable. Moving on to another news, Dan Hooker is fired up and making his intentions crystal clear. In a recent interview with Sky Sports, Hooker made it known that he's done being labeled as just the exciting guy on the card. He's no longer chasing fan approval or highlight moments. This time, it's all about the belt. Hooker wants gold, and he's focused entirely on the road that gets him there. During the interview, Hooker didn't hold back when the topic of Justin Gaethje came up. He said straight up that Gaethje is not that guy. According to Hooker, fighting Gaethje doesn't move him any closer to the title. It's a fun fight, sure, but that's all it is. A slugfest that might entertain fans but doesn't build his legacy or push him toward the championship. He made it clear that at this point in his career, he's not just looking for chaos or big moments, he's looking for meaningful wins that matter in the rankings. Hooker said, "If I beat Gaethje, it's just another fun fight. But beating Arman, that's the fight that matters. That's the real path to the title. Hooker went on to explain how his mindset has changed over the years. Earlier in his career, all he wanted was to put on wild fights and earn those knockout bonuses. He said there was a time when being the most exciting fighter in the division was everything to him. But after years of main events and fan-favorite wars, he's realized that excitement alone doesn't move you closer to championship contention. You have to make a decision, Hooker said. Do you want to just be the exciting fighter who puts on great shows, or do you want to be the guy who fights for the belt? He took a subtle jab at the Colby-Covington approach, saying he refuses to act fake or play a character just to gain attention. Hooker said he'd rather be hated for being real than loved for pretending to be someone he's not. He's confident that authenticity and skill will take him further than gimmicks or trash talk ever could. Hooker's next fight is set against Arman at UFC Qatar in November, a crucial matchup that could determine the next lightweight title challenger. With Ilya currently holding the belt, the winner between Hooker and Arman could very well be next in line. Assuming Ilya stays in the division and doesn't move up to challenge Islam Makhachev at 170, Hooker finished by doubling down on his stance, repeating, "Justin Gaethje is not that guy. He doesn't get me where I want to go. He gets me a headache and a paycheck. That's it." Arman is the path to the title. It's clear that Hooker's days of fighting purely for the thrill are behind him. Now it's all about strategy, legacy, and the road to becoming world champion. Moving on to another news, Michael Chandler says he needs a win in the UFC badly. It looks like Muscle Mike himself has come to the realization that things are getting serious. After spending so much time chasing the Conor fight, Chandler finally decided to step back into the Octagon against Paddy Pimblett. Unfortunately, the result didn't go his way. As of now, Chandler is on a 3-fight losing streak and holds a record of 2 wins and 5 losses in the UFC. It's been a tough run for him. And during a recent 1-hour podcast with Chris Van Vliet, he opened up about where he stands and how much he needs to turn things around. When asked if he needs a win right now, Chandler didn't hesitate. Pretty badly, he admitted. "You always want to win. That's the goal. Obviously, fighting Conor is a great fight. I love that fight. I think it's the one the fans want to see." When Chris asked if he thought he'd be the favorite, Chandler laughed. "Favorite is an interesting word, man. You never know with the betting odds, but yeah, I'd imagine I would be. That fight would probably happen at 170, I think. I hope so." Chandler went on to say that he's excited to get back into a real training camp, with a solid game plan and a fight date in mind. "It's different when you know who you're fighting," he said. "You start studying their movements, their habits, their tendencies. I've been watching Conor for years, breaking down everything he does. I think it's going to be a great fight. It's a fight the fans want, and it's a fight I'm confident I can win." Aside from the UFC, Chandler also has a wrestling match coming up against Chad Mendes on November 29th, headlining RFO 3. It's clear he's keeping himself busy, but when it comes to his next UFC fight, there's still no official word. For now, he's waiting for that massive matchup with Conor, which is rumored to take place during the UFC White House event. While discussing the long wait, Chandler opened up about a conversation with his wife that hit him hard. "My wife finally told me, 'Hey babe, your brand and who you are, why people love you, is because you're a guy who takes action. Somewhere along the way, you lost a bit of that, waiting for Conor. You're a man of your word, but maybe you've been waiting too long.'" Chandler said that her words really hit home. "She told me, 'You're the guy who moves forward, who keeps going despite failures, opposition, or circumstances. You just take action. That's who I've always been." He reflected on her words, prayed about it, and the next morning, he woke up with a clear head. "I called Henry Campbell and said, 'I want Madison Square Garden. I want Charles Oliveira.' He said, 'All right, done.' And that was it. Here we are. For Michael Chandler, it's all about action now. No more waiting, no more hesitation. He knows he needs a win, and he's ready to chase it with everything he's got." Moving on to another news, JDM has been training with Alexander Volkanovski as he prepares for his upcoming welterweight title defense against Islam Makhachev at UFC 322. The two Australian stars have joined forces to sharpen each other's skills, and JDM couldn't be happier with the experience. "We did a session yesterday, another one today, and we've got sessions lined up for Wednesday and Thursday," he said. "So we're getting 4 solid sessions in, which is sick. Even just the small technical things help so much. It's more about little tweaks, and Volk knows all of them. He's been in the game a long time, facing so many different styles, so even the tiniest adjustments make a huge difference." Volkanovski also spoke about how valuable it's been to work with JDM. "It's always good to train at different places," he said. "Everyone has their own style, their own movement, different body types to work with. It's been great, honestly. I love breaking down techniques, and JDM does a lot of things really well, so it's cool to study what he does. You learn a lot when you move with different people." JDM added that training with someone like Volkanovski is an incredible opportunity. "He just knows how to describe everything perfectly," he explained. "The way he can put words to technique, it makes everything so clear. For any MMA fighter, that kind of insight is invaluable. I'm just lucky enough to be the one getting it firsthand." The sessions have clearly had a major impact on JDM's preparation. He said he already feels a big difference in his performance and confidence. "Honestly, I feel like 10 times better," he said with a smile. "Just those few days with Volk have helped me fine-tune my approach in ways I didn't expect. It's not just about big changes. It's those subtle adjustments that change everything. With UFC 322 quickly approaching, both fighters are pushing each other to reach new levels. For JDM, training alongside a former world champion like Volkanovski has given him a huge boost as he looks to defend his title against Islam in one of the most anticipated fights of the year. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.